7 mythical creatures that might have actually existed. What if myths are memories? What if the creatures we banished to fairy tales once breathed, hunted, and walked among us? Tonight, we trace the ghosts of beasts that lived between worlds, where science and folklore collide. 1. The Manticore, the monster of the East. Persian manuscript illustrations. Sandstorms. Roaring echoes in the dark. The Manticore, a beast with the body of a lion, the face of a man, and a tail lined with venomous spines. It was said to consume its victims whole, bones and all, leaving no trace behind. Medieval scholars swore it came from the distant East, describing it in bestiaries as a creature to be feared, but also documented. Some historians believe early sightings may have stemmed from travelers misidentifying large predators in unfamiliar terrain, perhaps maned lions seen in low light, their faces disturbingly human-like in expression. One 12th-century monk claimed to have examined a preserved manticore hide, now lost to time. Coincidence, or carefully concealed truth? 2. The Unicorn, the Enchanted Horse. Glowing forest. White horse vanishes into mist. Medieval tapestry zooms in. Elegant, elusive, and pure, the unicorn was once considered more real than imaginary. In medieval Europe, its horn, the alicorn, was thought to cure poison, illness, even death. But here's the twist: unicorn horns were actually sold in royal courts for centuries. Most came from the narwhal, a whale whose spiral tusk was passed off as unicorn horn. But what about the creature itself? Some believe the myth may be rooted in sightings of the Elasmotherium, a massive, extinct woolly rhinoceros with a singular horn, roaming Eurasia up to 39,000 years ago. Imagine finding its fossil, towering and horned. You wouldn't call it a rhino. You'd call it a unicorn. 3. The Wendigo, the hunger that walks. Frozen forests. Creeping footsteps. A whisper carried by wind. The Wendigo comes from Algonquian legend, a gaunt, skeletal creature with hollow eyes and a heart of ice. It was said to be born from humans who committed unspeakable acts to survive winter, cannibalism. But this isn't just folklore. During harsh winters in 19th-century Canada, several documented cases describe individuals falling into madness after resorting to such acts, claiming they were turning into something else, something evil. Psychiatrists later coined the term Wendigo psychosis, an actual condition where individuals believed they were transforming into the creature. So was the Wendigo a myth? Or a haunting symptom of starvation, snow, and guilt? 4. The Satyr, the wild man of the woods. Overgrown ruins. Pan flute echoes. Something half seen between trees. In Greek mythology, satyrs were half man, half goat beings, wild, lustful, and dangerous. But they weren't just in myth. Roman authors described seeing strange, hairy wild men in the forests of Germania. Even as late as the 16th century, explorers brought back accounts of forest people, covered in hair, walking upright, avoiding contact with civilization. Modern theories point to possible encounters with relict hominids, like Homo floresiensis or Denisovan's long-extinct human relatives that may have survived far longer than we thought. Some European woodcuts depict wild men eerily similar to what we now reconstruct as ancient hominids. Were the satyrs simply sightings of our evolutionary cousins? 5. The Tatzelworm, the Alpine Terror. Cold mountain paths. A rustling sound. The crunch of bones under snow. In the Alps, locals tell of the Tatzelworm. A stubby-legged, fur-covered creature with sharp teeth and a piercing scream. It was said to live in caves and ambush travelers. In the 19th century, several encounters were published in European newspapers. One farmer even claimed to have killed one, describing it as cat-faced, with no visible eyes, and reeking of decay. Skeptics say it may have been a misidentified mammal with deformities, like a wolverine or badger, but that doesn't explain the consistency of reports across multiple countries. And why did so many vanish near the same remote ridges? 6. The Beast of Gévaudan, France's real monster. 18th century France. A trail of blood. Townsfolk whisper behind candlelight. Between 1764 and 1767, rural France was terrorized by something monstrous. The Beast of Gévaudan killed over 100 people, mostly women and children. Witnesses described it as larger than a wolf, with reddish fur, an elongated body, and a bizarre gait. King Louis XV sent soldiers to hunt it. Dozens of wolves were killed, but the attacks didn't stop, until one unnamed hunter finally shot a creature described as not of this world. Modern theories suggest it may have been a hybrid wolf-dog, or even an escaped exotic animal like a hyena, brought over illegally for private menageries. But, no conclusive body was ever recovered. 7. The Drekavac, the Screamer of the Night. Eastern European graveyards. A blood-curdling scream in the distance. In Slavic folklore, the Drekavac is a tormented spirit, sometimes appearing as a shriveled childlike beast, sometimes as a long-legged animal with a piercing, human-like cry. It was said to be the soul of an unbaptized child, or an omen of death. But what's curious? Across rural Serbia, as recently as the 2000s, locals filed police reports describing strange noises and sightings of a ghastly animal stalking the edges of villages. One man claimed to find prints unlike any dog or deer, three-toed, elongated. Scientists chalked it up to misidentified wildlife or hysteria. But no one ever found what made the scream. We like to believe we've mapped the world, that all monsters are safely locked away in stories. But sometimes, bones are found where they shouldn't be. Sometimes, the forest still whispers. So tell me, which creature do you think is still out there?